Dude, this thing healed great. The pangolin back piece, bro. Look at that. We got the shoe bill on the side. So that is gonna be really freaking cool. Let's get this printed out and sized up on you. Hell yeah, dude. Check that out. A freaking Russell's Viper finally. One more new snake that I'm very, very excited about. Now, it is time to go hurt my boy Robin. So this is a marine iguana that we started the outline in the black previously. Super crispy and clean, man. Little tiny button right there. All right, let's check out these snakes. What is up, my friends, and howdy freaking do. Just finished getting everything situated and all these stupid birds taken care of today. Otis, you relaxing? Nice. Gary, you leave those chickens alone, okay? No killing any chickens today. Gary, out of nowhere this week, has killed 2 chickens. Not the greatest. I don't understand why. They're all chickens that they grew up with, but for some reason, he just had it out for these 2 dark ones. They looked exactly the same, and he just was not really liking either one of them. Hey, now the turkey's chasing the chicken. Great, it's always fun over here. Look at this. Snake room is an absolute disaster right now. But we got a pretty cool video planned for today. Because we got some new venomous snakes. And my buddy Robin is over here. I tattooed his girlfriend Liz yesterday. Worked on this huge marine iguana back piece that I'm going to show you guys here in just a bit. And then today we are tattooing Robin's hand. But first, I want to show you guys these new awesome snakes that I got and I'm super excited about. So we got my friends Robin and Liz here. Robin has a blank hand. That's what we're tattooing today. Let me see your back, Liz, real quick before we get showing them these new snakes. Gotta check out how sweet this tattoo is. So this is a marine iguana that we started the outline in the black previously, and then yesterday started blocking in all the grays and then the reds and then the kind of gold colors in its throat. Started kind of doing some texture stuff on these scales. We got a lot more to go, but it's gonna be a really cool piece. And then she's got this awesome little crab right there. Look at that. The crab's one of my favorite parts. He's so cool. All right, let's check out these snakes. First up on our list of new little danger noodles. Look at how freaking cute that little rattlesnake is. I've been saying in my videos that I've been looking for more baby albino diamondback rattlesnakes. And for some reason, they're just really hard to find in the United States right now. After the whole COVID thing happened, I guess people just really stopped breeding them and they're just not really readily available like they used to. They used to be pretty cheap, like maybe like $300-400 a piece when they were available everywhere. But now that they're super hard to find, they're way more expensive. And not a lot of people, like I said, in the United States are breeding them right now. My buddy Alex imported these in from Europe. It's a native snake to here, but they're not from here, which is funny. They're beautiful, beautiful albino diamondback rattlesnakes, Easterns, that are freaking awesome. And you guys know my little rattlesnake Chandler. Chandler got me for my birthday. He is an albino diamondback as well. Hopefully the whole plan is to make them more readily available in the United States in the future. A few years ago, I had a trio. I had Beetlejuice, the male. Comment down below who remembers Beetlejuice. He was an awesome rattlesnake. He was super mean, but he was still really cool, beautiful. And then I had those 2 females with him also. I went to go breed them. One of the females bit Beetlejuice on the top of the head, killed him instantly. So then I sold one of my females. I got $2,500 for that female that I sold just because they're not available anywhere, so it's almost name your price. And then I kept another one, which is what we did the baby gender reveal with, and then somehow that snake just passed away unexpectedly when it was over at Chandler's house. Totally healthy, everything was fine, just I don't know what the heck happened. Chandler walked into the room one day and it was dead. So I still have that snake in my freezer. Need to get it rearticulated. Now we have a couple more little females that I'm really, really stoked to raise up. This one in particular is gorgeous. Now the one you guys just saw, if you notice, you can see all the diamonds down its entire back. This one right here is also a female. I sexed out these guys myself. I probed them out. We hit them with a flashlight with the lights off in here to try to see if we could see any hemipenes because they're very see-through snakes. But yeah, look at this cute little guy right here. They're a little bit on the wormy side right now. They don't really ride a hook as good as Chandler does just because he's used to it. These guys aren't used to anything. They're brand new to the world. They're still trying to figure things out. They can't even rattle yet. You see that little tiny button right there? Just a one little button. Doesn't even make any freaking noise yet. What's really cool about this one is you can notice that it doesn't really have a whole lot of diamonds. It has some saddles and some diamonds on the back. They're not complete. They're kind of like a little on the goofy side. and then almost has like a patternless pattern all the way up almost to the midsection. It really breaks up, which is just really, really cool. And these guys will get better coloration as they get older, just like that albino gaboon viper I have. They're very yellow right now, but as they mature, you'll be able to see more of those pinks and lavenders in them. And these guys should be very, very pretty snakes when they are adults. And I'm super excited about raising these guys up. Rattlesnakes are just some of my favorite. My big rattlesnakes are awesome. These are eastern diamondback rattlesnakes, one of the largest species of rattlesnakes. So who knows how big these guys are get. I'm gonna feed them correctly, and hopefully we have these nice big freaking rattlesnakes in the end. And I'm gonna stay on top of them as far as like handling goes and hooking them goes, because I want them to be nice and tame like my big guys. If you guys remember, the last ones I had were psychopaths. As soon as you walked into the snake room, they started rattling and striking at the class. So I definitely want to make sure I try to raise up some nice rattlesnakes. And then one more new snake that I'm very, very excited about. Didn't even plan on getting him. I don't have any breeding plans or anything for this snake. This is just a snake that I have always wanted in my collection, and I finally have one, and he's super cute. And not only is he super cute, he's super deadly though. One of the deadliest snakes in India. Now you guys watched Chandler's video, of course. This is a baby Russell's viper. Now the venom on these guys is insane. It almost coagulates your blood instantly. I've seen videos of people taking pints of blood and dropping just a couple little drops of Russell's viper venom into it, and it completely turns the blood into jelly. So these guys are just absolutely terrible, terrible bite. They need to be treated with respect, but just look at how beautiful this tiny little Russell's viper is. And he's gonna get probably, they don't get too big either. Almost 2 feet is huge for them, but nonetheless, it's a very, very pretty viper. And I made sure I picked out the prettiest one. I think he had like 5 of them he brought over yesterday. And this was the biggest, the thickest, and the prettiest. So Alex, you're watching this video, thank you so much. He is a great venomous guy here in South Florida that imports animals just like Ryan Gradley. I'll put Alex's information down below. Hit him up, see what he has available. Chandler just got those Naja Nivea from him. Those yellow Cape Cobras that he got are from Alex too. He gets in just spectacular animals. Everything is captive bred and raised, so you don't have to worry about buying some snake that was caught out of the wild and imported into this country with all sorts of parasites and all sorts of weird stuff that's wrong with them. These guys are from a reputable source. They're captive bred. I know what's going on. I know this is gonna be an awesome, healthy animal that is just gonna thrive over here. Check that out. A freaking Russell's viper finally. So cool. Now it is time to go hurt my boy Robin. Let's go. Before we get started, we gotta show you guys Robin's tattoos because I've done some pretty fun ones on him, including this bat in his armpit, so tight with the freaking negative space moon up here. Dude, this thing healed great. This is one pass, right?
Yeah, this is one pass.
Yeah, one pass. Is that like
all the white stayed there?
Yeah, that white is in there, bro. Dude, the thing is sick. It goes all the way down to here. That is a cool armpit tap. My favorite, yeah, this is still my favorite, bro. The pangolin back piece. Look at that. We got the shoe bill on the side. It's got his tail goes all the way down to here. Just the plate scales are so freaking awesome on this thing. The way the wind came out, just nice and light in the background. This shoe bill right here. Look at that guy. Just hanging out in the background. Super cool. Yeah, dude, this thing looks great. Like the blacks, everything healed so perfect on that. Very, very cool. And today, we're doing more black and gray on him too. So let's get that started. This is just like a reference picture that I really liked that peony and the placement and stuff. I like the whole flow of that. So I kind of just drew my own thing here. Did the same type of deal this guy did with the leaves going onto the fingers. These are just gonna go behind his tattoos right there. Thing is gonna be perfect. It's upside down just because it fits better and I think it looks cooler that way, honestly. It can go any way you want. It's personal preference, guys. So that is gonna be really freaking cool. Let's get this printed out and sized up on you. And before we start real quick, just because I noticed, what you got right there? Let me see. Oh, look at that. It's a freaking Olight, guys. The company I always promote in my videos, Olight makes the best flashlights out there. Link down below. Use my affiliate code. Get yourself a discount. They're the best, dude. All the flashlights I use on my guns, around the property, everything is Olight. Because they're awesome, right?
They're great.
So sick. Maybe Olight will send Robin some freebies, right? You will, right? Thanks, guys, because you're the best. So let's get this stencil on, y'all. Like I said, I drew it to fit his hand perfectly and hopefully go down on the knuckles a little bit with these leaves. So let's get this bad boy on there. There we go. Pushy. That side on there. Hell yeah, dude. That's on there. Freaking perfect. Yeah, so that leaf will go down on his knuckles. I'm just going to redraw those on there. That's perfect. Goes in between those two. These ones cover that part. I might throw another, I'm just going to marker it on. I'm probably going to throw another petal right here to fucking, man, why am I cursing so much today, guys? Sorry. I'm just going to throw a nice little petal here with no effort. And then, I think that's good. Maybe I'll throw a leaf on this side or something. I just want to fill it up completely, you know what I mean? That way it looks freaking pretty much. Cool, we're gonna let that dry. So before we get started, shout out to my sponsors real quick. FK Irons XO. This machine is freaking awesome. My daily driver, I use this for absolutely everything. It's the only machine that I use now. It is the best. Needles I use are from Maverick Tattoo Supply. Only needles that I use also. Maverick is what I have just been the most comfortable with. They make the best, most consistent needles, in my opinion. And of course, Eternal ink for all the ink that I use. Eternal is the best. They've been around forever. I've been using them for as long as I've been tattooing. All right, Robin. Let's go. Ready to go? Let's do it. Start on these guys and work my way that way. Freaking hand jobs, man. We used to call them job stoppers. It's not really the case anymore, you know? I feel like tattoos are just getting more and more accepted into the workplace, and you see people with hand tattoos all over the freaking place, especially girls, dude. Girls with their finger tattoos. It's like such a common place for girls to get like their first. So girls that come into my shop, I'm sure they come in your shop too, with like barely any tattoos, and then they want their fingers tattooed. It's
Or like the upper neck.
Yeah, or their neck. It's not how it was back in the day, man. Like, when I started tattooing, you had to earn your hands. Like, I remember I had to be, like, set on what I was doing in order to get my hands tattooed. And even working at the shop that I worked at, in order to get your hands tattooed, you had to have full sleeves already. Like, to get a neck tattoo, you had to have full sleeves, your hands tattooed, or at least your chest tattooed. Like, otherwise nobody would even do it. Nowadays, people just get tattooed wherever the heck they want. And it don't matter. Pretty crazy how things, like, changed. Become way more acceptable. Back in the day, it was really old school, man. Like, you could not walk into a shop and just ask to get your hand tattooed, and they will actually do it if you didn't have anything else. Ain't like that these days, man. We had some 17-year-old girl in my shop. Comes into the shop, she gets a parental consent form filled out. Her mom comes to the shop also, gets tattooed by Eric. Eric tattoos both of them. And one day, the 17-year-old girl wanted her a little face tattoo, just because of all the rappers. And we all had to like talk her out of it. And Eric refused to do the tattoo, which he had every right to. Just because, dude, a 17-year-old girl. Like, she doesn't know what the heck she's doing. She's 17. Imagine all the stupid things that you thought about doing when you were 17 years old. That's definitely something that she probably would have regretted down the road, you know? She didn't even have like a job. She wasn't in school. Like, we were trying to just be like, yo, you can't do things like that. People look at you different when you have your face tattooed, for sure. I got the windows open right now because it's beautiful outside. Nice and cool in here. Let the breeze come through. How those knuckles feel?
Not too bad.
So, another thing that I wanted to discuss, figured while I'm tattooing, it's a decent time to do it. I was gonna make a video just about this, but I decided not to, just because I really don't want to hear all the comments and the just hate and people that aren't very understanding of our situation. Now, when I got Hannibal, I did not, yeah, I'm sure you guys remember, I didn't really want to get Hannibal to begin with. The way things worked out, Mario saved Hannibal from getting his ears cropped from the rest of the litter. And I guess that like brings down the value of the dog or whatever. It's like pit bulls, like some people cut all their ears and it's like, I don't know. It's like a pit or a Doberman with their ears not cut isn't worth as much as a dog with their ears cropped. So they were doing that to Hannibal. We pretty much saved him from doing that. Hannibal was supposed to go somewhere else. So we ended up taking Hannibal in. Even though we just had a baby, I did not think that it was the greatest idea just because we have so much on our plate here already. And I have a really old dog. Shiva the German Shepherd is 12 years old now. Her patience is really running low. She barely has enough patience for the wiener dogs, let alone a dog that's a lot bigger than her now. So we've been really having some issues with Hannibal lately. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you may have noticed on my stories, I've been trying to look for a new home for Hannibal. Pretty much because he's getting way too aggressive here. He is just going after the other dogs. A couple weeks ago, I even made a video about it. I decided not to post it. He bit Travis in the face pretty pretty bad. I had to bring Travis to the emergency vet down the street. They had to put some super glue on him and close up the holes that were on his face. They had to give him antibiotics and a bunch of other things because his face was like huge, man. I have videos and pictures on my phone, but maybe I'll show a little picture in this video. His face was just not looking good, and he was pretty hurt, man. And ever since then, Hannibal is just getting very, very food aggressive around the other dogs, to the point where I always have to separate them. They're all out at the same time. I have to stay on top of them and watch them and make sure they don't fight each other, but it's pretty much Hannibal going after the other dogs. And then yesterday really put the icing on the cake for me, because he went after Shiva really bad. Honestly, kind of scary, because I had to try to break them up. They're trying to fight each other. He just kept going for Shiva no matter what I did, showing his teeth like I've never seen before. I tried grabbing Hannibal and pushing him back. He growled at me and kind of like took a snip towards me, like very aggressively. I just cannot risk anything like that happening over here. Like, God forbid, Shiva, my old German Shepherd that is probably living out the last years of her life. She's super healthy. She's doing great. So hopefully, you know, Shiva has a couple years left in her. But I want her to live out her life nice and happy and stress-free. I don't want her to be fending for her life every single day, because Hannibal is just trying to attack her and getting very aggressive with her. So I have to keep them definitely separate all the time. So I don't like caging Shiva, because she's old. She's never been in a cage. She's 12 years old. She's a great dog. She's super well behaved. Listens great. She's awesome. I feel bad having to let Hannibal out and lock Shiva up, and then vice versa. Lock up Hannibal, let Shiva out. It's getting really old fast. And not only that, my daughter Ryder, she's crawling like crazy right now. She's about to be walking like any day. Probably by the end of the year, my daughter's gonna be walking, which means she's gonna be outside playing with the animals, walking around doing her thing. God forbid that dog snips at my daughter and bites my daughter. And that's just like number one to me. So I just wanna be really, really safe and just make sure my daughter is not in the path of any danger. So I've been trying to look for a new home for him. I posted him again on Instagram this morning. Talking to a couple people right now, but figured I might as well let you guys know what's going on with him and mention it in this video. I would love for him to go to a house more north, somewhere where it's cooler, because he's obviously very hot here all of the time, and he lives in the ponds. But he's a great dog. He listens really well. He's a sweet dog. He loves people. He's great with kids. He's great with people. It's just the whole other dog thing. Like, I don't know if maybe he needs to be in a place without other dogs, or maybe he just needs to be in a place where they actually have time to give him the training that he needs, because he's got basic training here, but it's still by no means like a super trained dog, you know what I mean? I simply don't have time for it. John doesn't have time for it. And he's too big and too dangerous. So before you guys don't see Hannibal in our videos anymore, I just wanted to kind of clear the air with that and let y'all know what's going on, just because I like to keep everything as transparent as possible with you guys. So just figured I would take a second to talk about that. Maybe even go to the other side too and get like in front of Robin, you know. So let's see.
Go food in front of the judge, and they're taking you someplace where you put an ankle bracelet or something like that. Scared out of me. All I need is that I have to go to court for the interview.
That line is done! Super crispy and clean, man. Hell yeah. You see how they're connected to existing tattoos. I'm just gonna fade on up in here so that everything is just all one and continuous. But oh yeah, man, time to shade this bad boy. Slowly but surely. We're actually moving pretty fast. Not even slowly but surely. We're hauling ass on this thing. Doing the center of the peony dark, and then the outside leaves are gonna be shaded a lot later. Tripping along. And we're just watching the freaking animals be animals outside. It's hilarious. It's that time of the day where all the animals are chasing each other, and the roosters are gang banging the other ones. It's hilarious. Getting stomped out by the emus. It's so funny. Got the TV on, nobody's even watching it. We're just all watching the animals outside. Booyah, baby. Here we go. Hell yeah, man. This thing came out so freaking sweet. That white in the center is just so nice. And you guys saw the white on his armpit, so that thing is gonna heal perfect. That thing is sweet, dude. Fits perfectly too. Super red. Hey, you crazy birds. It's about to be your bedtime. What are you still doing up? Ew, man, it's the end of the day, guys. Sweet tat. I love being finished with a tattoo, and I'm just still here on the property, chilling with my dogs. It's been pretty cold over here lately. Hey, what the heck are you doing, man? What do you guys come running up to me for? So it's been pretty cold over here. I gotta check on all the animals, make sure they're all locked up in their heat boxes. You guys are so curious. But we got tortoises all on out here. They're all nice and toasty. Got 250 watt heat light on there, and they got heat pads. Same thing with the redfoots and the aldabbies on this side. Tonight is not going to be that bad. Got the monitors in the shed. They have heat pads. Rhino iguanas in the back have heat pads. I just got to go check the monitors in the back of the house. Sure, they're good. Chaka's going to be fine. It's only going to get down to like the high 60s tonight, so that's not bad, but I still want to make sure everybody's nice and warm, especially the lizards. These guys all got heat lights too. Hey dog. Hey, I gotta put you in the warmth, bro. I gotta put you in the warm. Here, go inside. Go in there. Don't be hissy with me, sir. There you go. Want your tail? Now these guys are already in their hide boxes, so we're good. And that is it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. You guys know the drill. TylerNolanTattoo.com for all of your merch. Help support the ranch over here and everything we're trying to do. Appreciate it. See you on the next one. Peace out.